Okay, time for another Buddyfight review.
Yep, and we're actually having people join us for again because this episode was bearable.
Except I didn't
Oh,
watch
sort
it.
of, bro. I don't think they actually watched it. And
I didn't.
You didn't? Did you, Elliot?
I did. I'm like,
When I thought you guys said you were gonna stop watching, I thought that meant you guys were.
I only watched it because you were
This is gonna
there.
hurt.
Yeah.
I would
I know your reason. I don't know his.
I was bored.
There you go. But yeah, I only watched it because you were there. I was gonna wait until Noboru or Tasuku was the main character again, and then watch at that point.
Apparently, I can't.
But anyway, yeah, episode 11.
It wasn't completely offensive, even though it totally was.
It was, but it wasn't mind-numbingly expensive.
If you're a European, you're gonna hate it so much.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you're
Yeah,
French.
if you are European in any sort of way, you will probably be offended by this episode. The accents are not only gratuitous, but they are like widespread. Mostly in French and German. Those accents they used in this episode were so
Offensive.
like stereotype the episode. Some of them I could barely understand what they said.
So the episode starts with Gao falling on his ass.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck. I know what that is, but it doesn't seem like something that would be in his martial art. It says his martial art's more of a passive, use their power against you sort of thing.
Instead of smashing
But
them.
what he's doing is a drop kick. Not like the conventional rider's drop kick, obviously, but a flip where you flip and you have your heel crash down on their stomach. That's a very violent move. It's very violent when he does it too, because it makes the camera shake, or at least I think it did. So like, really when he did that, I would probably really hurt from that. I don't know why he's using that, but anyway, I digress.
Because his dick keeps doing this.
And
And then they have their clowning around, which turns out to be pointless in the end.
yeah. Another thing. For some reason, Drum thinks it's a great idea to breathe fire in Gao's face.
Yeah, I actually don't know why they're using Pokemon logic for this.
Yeah.
Setting someone on fire generally hurts a lot more.
Yeah, and then they start fighting because I think I'd be mad too if someone breathed fire in my face.
Yeah, then they say, I don't understand boys, etc., etc. That's not so important because it doesn't come up anywhere in the episode. In fact, that opening 2 minutes was pointless.
Yep.
It literally did nothing other than say we should go to the tournament, which they were going to do anyway because they kind of have to.
Why didn't you guys just start there?
It's like,
Down to one.
I don't know. It was kind of lame, but again, not very offensive because we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So then they go off to the tournament.
Yep.
Everyone's teams, before they get shown, we get this introduction of the principals again. Well, the first principal again, the other one for the first time. They're both encased in stone. And
Only I can
yes, it
draw
has
a
to be
weapon.
stone because the texture they use is rock.
Only I can
And
well, I'm
then
gonna
they
go balls to the
explode
wall.
out of them. Introduce their sides.
Also, they have rock, paper, scissors hair.
Yeah, well, yeah. The one has a
So
hand,
where's the other
has
guy?
a fist. So the other one, who knows?
Hell yeah.
Maybe he's like
His hair's like this.
maybe he's like preschool or something,
No, he's the college.
Man.
Eyebrow college.
or the high school. Buddyfight makes feelings happen.
Welcome to Best-Stein.
But anyway, so yeah, it shows them, come out of the, I guess.
Stone.
No, after that, when they're introducing the characters.
Oh yeah. The prince.
I'll take over him.
Yeah.
They raise out of the floor, and it's at this point you're realizing, why, outside of Noboru and Tetsuya, why do these other guys have, other people down there? They don't seem to do anything, and as we find out from watching the episode, they literally don't do anything. They sit in a room later on. Yeah, exactly, jerking off. Because they can't give advice. He obviously can't hear them.
They're clearly analyzing things.
Which they could do, they analyze the things, which they could do from the stands.
Which they have done.
And they
from the
have done
stands.
from the stands. So, no, that was really pointless. And then the opponent's team shows up, which is the junior high school branch.
And only the principal.
Only the president shows up. The others are in the cardboard cutouts, which is like they're self-aware. Cardboard cutouts, them.
Really? Really?
But yeah, and then they're like, why are your guys not here? And it's like because we don't need them here to win. And then they point out a really huge flaw in this. Everyone does, in fact. Wait, if our matches are chosen randomly, if your teammates aren't here
And they get chosen.
you automatically lose that fight. So there's literally no reason to do it. It's not in the form of confidence, it's more stupidity.
Wow, much dumb. So much stupid.
Wow. But yeah, it's just dumb because it's like you don't show how awesome you are by having one guy ride the whole thing because you can't do that. Secondly, it's randomly chosen, so if you have bad luck, you could lose right on the spot.
And then there's a Monty Python reference.
Yeah, it was just kind of there. Want to tell everyone which one it was so they don't miss it?
Now go away! Let's just taunt you a second time!
Yep.
Including the bad French accent,
Yep, with
too.
the bad French accent, too.
Because I can't do French.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I don't think they know what they're
They
doing.
know what they're
They
doing.
know what they're doing in the same way Duel Masters knew what they were doing.
Yeah, so...
If you remember that show. From like 10 years ago, Jesus. It's old.
Oh no.
So then, the thing we just described about them instantly losing happens, because the princess
Yeah.
is picked.
Yeah, and then they're put on the timer. Luckily, she happens to have a flying house. Because, you don't.
Also, before she arrives, though, they show her in her house,
Oh, yeah.
and she says, "I'm going to test him to see if he's worthy of the Gargantua Punisher
Which,
card."
if you haven't been paying attention to the last 10 episodes,
Man, that was a plot thread we dropped like 8
ago, because when you think about it, Gao hasn't lost a single match in 10 episodes. Do you really think he's going to lose here?
He is more broken than Yugi.
Hey, at least Yugi lost a few.
Tis true. And then he went down in tears and went into the Great Depression.
But it's like, yeah, Gao hasn't lost a single one. Why am I going to think that this princess we just learned about an episode ago is going to do anything to actually press him hard?
He's more
In
broken
fact-
than Kai.
In fact, as Ellie pointed out, when their fight starts out,
Kai is lost.
yeah, against only against people who have plot armor. Anyway, but no, speaking of plot armor, no, Gao has the biggest plot armor, as we'll explain later, because the final move he does before his last turn
Go ahead.
gives his opponent the chance to win. Like he's literally letting his opponent win, and he still wins.
Yeah. But going back to things, so
So she uses her buddy skill to grow fairy wings, because what else is she going to use? She's a princess type.
yeah.
Complete with the oh ho 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 thing.
Also, why was she late to get her hair done when she was just going to stand on a motherfucking aircraft and get it messed up anyway?
Gonna do it
But no,
right.
apparently
I know
she
you're
used
gonna
so
do
much hairspray that it just stayed in place.
It was moving.
Yeah. Still.
I agree that it was stupid, but that's again not really important.
It's just in my notes.
It's just dumb. So they get that. So she flies down there. They start the fight, but before they can start their fight, actually, there's something that looked like a plot thread was going to start up. They bring up cutting each other's decks, and she's like adamant about doing it. So it seems, since it hasn't been brought up any other time in the last 10 episodes about cutting the opponent's deck,
Relevant game rule.
which is a relevant game rule, we think they don't do it because maybe they're going to use this to start a thing like she's going to cheat or something. Of course she doesn't cheat, because if you expected Buddyfight to have a plot thread that lasts more than an episode, you are drunk.
5 minutes of animation. Wasted. Which is amazing considering how shit the animation was
Oh, yeah.
in this episode.
The animation.
That shuffle.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of dimension that deck was in, but it was clearly way too long.
That and just like the way his hand was
Yeah, and
moving.
he's like holding it by the tip of both of the deck and on the card, and he's like just stroking it up and down.
And then there was also the really beginner mistake where she would go really slow, then fast, really slow,
yeah.
then fast. Really slow, then fast.
Yeah, when she did her charge and draw thing in her other draw, it was like she threw it away, quick draw, and then there you go. Like literally just like it skipped like all the frames. So it was draw the card and then there she was. Like no frames at all.
It's really beginner mistake to have like that bad of speed control in your
It
animation.
really is. If there was even anything in it, it looked like there was no frames between her drawing the card and then going here. It was like just like a flash point.
Zach, are you okay?
No!
And it wouldn't be so bad if it didn't constantly happen in the episode. It happened like 4 times.
Damn you, Magic Girl.
2 of them in a row.
It's okay. She'll never be around again.
Well,
Hopefully.
if it shows an indicator, they won't be around again for another 30-something episodes.
And then the princess is
Too many
packing
character
heat.
syndrome.
Yep, way too many character syndrome. Anyway, what?
Then the princess is packing heat.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But when she equips her item and uses it,
Oh
and it's like, oh
my
my god.
This is where all the budget went.
Yeah, that's where the
that's
budget
where
went.
the
Was
quality
her
is.
using this up because, and you can tell they like it because they used it. I think like
Twice.
I mean, that was like one of the coolest looking ones. It's the princess back in heat.
Honestly, I have to say, most likely where the budget went is her character design. She's way too detailed for an animation.
It's true. It's probably the case. She has like
She's
stuff
got all that
everywhere,
crap in her hair and that makeup.
and those several layers of clothing.
Yeah, she most likely ate up the budget.
And then Mary Sue, and it's not the 3D modeling.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's a witch.
I don't know why they didn't 3D
Monica
that.
style witch.
The Monica witch, yeah. And yeah, so that happens. Then Gao's turn happens, and he what did he do? He just like wasted her, attempted to waste her field because he brought out the knights.
Yeah, combo
Picked
knights.
off a knight. Killed another thing because it was puny.
Have we seen the combo knights before, or were they new?
Well, we knew what one of them was, so the other one just completed the picture, so to speak. Yeah. He ran it over, did some stuff.
And of course, that extra kill, while
Yeah,
it was important.
Draconic shoot because YOLO Grimoire.
Yeah, and while it may have made sense at the time, it's also like the thing that would have
Set
cost
up
him the game.
the,
It set up her. It set up. I don't even know her name.
Great spell, my grandfather clock.
No, not the monster. Her name.
Oh, Mama Suzu? Or was that the
Yeah. No.
Her name was Suzuha.
Yes.
Suzo had enough monsters in her drop zone to use my grandfather clock, which is a giant nightmarish clock that fills the ceiling with the universe.
If you're familiar with magic, Time Walk.
Yeah, it's like that, or a combination of Fiber Jar and what was the card from Duel Masters?
Bombazar.
Yeah, combination of Bombazar, Dragon of Destiny, and Fiber Jar.
Okay, you just shuffle your drop zone into the deck if there were 6 or more wizards in it by paying 2. And then after this turn ends, it becomes your turn again.
So 2 turns, and she says you're gonna die after this
You're not
turn.
No, you're not getting another turn for the rest of the match. Lie, first of all. Because
It's Gal.
second of all, even if it wasn't Gao, the clock doesn't work again.
And then we
So-
get to see the majestic halberd again.
Oh yeah,
Her
because
field was shit. It was like 4 damage in total twice. If it all went off, but of course, Gal had
because
to
Gal had,
ask pull a new card.
new card, it's basically
Got a
like
paratrooper. It's like quick summon,
it's like
but
quick summon,
no
but
counterattack.
no counterattack. So it brings out his halberd dragon from
Which
his
got
hand.
magical goodbye last turn.
Yeah, and of course, no actual animation on him still. Like at best, his arm can swing. Otherwise, he's basically standing still at all times, or he's standing up straight.
And his lip
Yeah,
movement.
he like killed off a monster or hit for 2, one of the 2, like on the last
Like,
turn.
what the best example is against Mary Sue. He literally just standing there, and Mary Sue was just bouncing around.
Oh well, shoot! I can't do anything now.
It's really interesting because when it comes to animating, it's a lot easier to actually animate a 3D sprite than it is a 2D. It takes
Yeah.
less time.
And since the other one doesn't have arms, and the battle was probably 3D, because I think Osmodai and Red Baron are the only 2 buddies that weren't CG. Maybe the Ninja too. But everyone else's is generally 3D.
That's weird. Isn't Hasbudai?
Because they just enjoy drawing his abs.
Yes.
They skipped enough frames in the episode with that dance routine to do it. No, it wasn't even that. It was like 2 frames per. That episode's so stupid, but it was actually watchable.
That basically sums up this show. It's either too stupid but watchable, or god-awful.
Yep. Only once in a while getting the episode that's actually good and worth watching. So anyway, he stops the attacks, he stays in, he moves Albert aside, does his charge draw with the knuckle in hand. It's important.
Punch with the knuckle. Oh god, 4 gauge! Is it
gauge.
gonna... Yeah, it's gonna happen.
yeah.
It's fucking Gal.
Say what?
Say what? Oh god, that was so silly.
You're the best. Never change.
I know, right? Like, she is like the most cheesiest announcer ever, and I love it. One of the only good characters in the show that doesn't have like much of a personality other than insane. I assume is their personality.
Soon she will play a card game. Soon.
She has to face Gao. She has to defend her husbando.
Booster 3, Hero World, let's go.
Dude, it'd be so cool.
But the real question is, will next episode will we really see ninjas?
Well, before that, we should go to what happened at the end of the episode.
Oh, right. Thanks for teaching me something
new about the game.
Flying.
Implying dirty things, or at least to Susuha it did. So now he's gotten over a crush about of Tasku, which I know I didn't mention early because it wasn't important in the episode really, other than to give her motivation to fight. But she was in a tournament, she had to do it anyway. So that wasn't even really a relevant point.
All it really proves is that everyone has the hots for Tusk.
Which we already got implied by Paruko's juicing all over.
And now everyone wants Gao's dick.
Apparently, if you're good at card games,
Yep.
you get the D. Remember that, guys.
Yeah, I actually proved that. And Yuki proved that. He had like 3 girls after him. Even if one of them was really young. Like
That's why
10.
Ash never gets any of his women. It's because he doesn't play the card game.
Or because he sucks at the game he's playing.
Yeah, that too.
It's not a game, it's a real thing.
Yeah. So she flies off, does that. His teammates run out like they were important. P.S. They didn't do a damn thing in the thing except for exposit, which they could have done in the stands. In fact, that would probably have been better for them because they could have just used old footage of them instead of making all this new footage.
No, see, what they didn't want to do is they didn't want to have to copy-paste all the people in the stands with them.
But they had them in the stands with a full thing before. They could
ran
have
out
used
of
it from
budget.
episode 2. They just cut it out, paste it in, and use new voiceovers.
Yeah, it would have been easy just to After Effects their mouths.
They don't even do that half the time. They could have literally just put it over and we'd never.
I know, it was
noticed.
because his sister wasn't there.
Oh wait!
God damn it.
Oh no! You can't airbrush her out. Even then, who cares? I have to. She could have just been there. Like I assume anyone who is in Ibo Academy, no matter which grade you're in, would have gotten the school days off to watch this.
I don't know, I'm trying to compensate for insane people.
The only thing I can think of is because Noboru's there too, but he's like at the ends and usually in the corner. Airbrush him. Done. He's not Noboru anymore.
Yeah,
he's Bunora.
Bunora!
Noboru's evil twin.
That'd be a twist.
No, just draw Noboru except as a woman. It's his sister.
He already is half woman.
That's what El Quixote's trying to fix.
That's dirty, Em. You're dirty.
He'll make a man out of him yet.
Tap.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's about it.
Like something. No, we're not gonna see ninjas. We're gonna see Skull Warriors.
Yeah, we're gonna see Skull Warriors. They're
Wait, no,
no,
wait. It was Kiss.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. All those Skull Warriors are ninjas in a way. They're just dead. They're like the Murakumo to the Nubatama.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily ninjas, but they are ninjas in the yokai sense.
Ninjas.
Ninja.
Both anyway. Because I can't imagine this one game between people we don't care about is going to take up the whole...
I know.
Who
that's
was it?
why
The
I
president?
said-
Oh yeah, sorry. He's
No,
fighting. No,
it's
he's fighting
the,
the disciplinary guys.
The disciplinary club.
We don't even know what they use, do we?
All we know is that his nose is a brick.
Power!
Right. It's hard to say.
His nose is a brick.
And that's where the gold will show up. I'm certain of it.
Let's hope it's more dignified.
Well, it is the disciplinary committee. They may be jackasses, but they carry themselves.
If he doesn't act like Gamaguri, I'm going to be mad.
Well, you're going to be mad then. Don't expect...
I want more Kill la Kill references.
Calm down, Em.
I'm just having...
I'm gonna get the spray out.
Oh.
But yeah, so the episode overall, Em, your opinion.
It was okay. The animation budget problems are really, really distracting. Otherwise, yeah, okay episode.
You. That's my opinion too. It wasn't terrible. At least we got to see stuff happen. And they got to show off their new cards, which if it weren't for the fact that you always know what their cards are anyway, it's not a big selling point. We only got to see the Paratrooper and the other knight, really. But the story was, whatever. It wasn't offensive. It wasn't stupid.
It wasn't episode 9.
It was inconsequential. I mean, we didn't need her to have motivation because she's in a tournament. She's got to fight.
Legit laughs here and there.
Yeah, there were a few legit. That's a lot. Mostly because of those references and those cheesy things that Parker does. Let's say what just broke me.
Yeah, we had to pause the video.
Ducal Height having their little conversation.
Oh yeah, they. You protect the
Particularly
princess. No.
What are you doing? Don't leave me.
Oh, that was great too. What we need is less of the characters being dumb and more of these interactions between monsters.
See,
Monster Banter is great.
it has the same problem with Vanguard. I have the same problem with Vanguard as I do Buddyfight. I want to know more about the monsters than I do the human characters.
It's okay, we're not allowed to know anymore.
That pisses me off so much.
Buy our magazines, please.
Why?
Baby Blaster.
Why are
Because
they
they
doing
want
that?
to give extremely obvious advice. A word from the R&D department. Things that anyone with sense can...
It's funny.
Stop trying to do our job.
No, but you don't understand. They're doing our job terribly. That's why we exist. Because they don't know how to teach people how to play a card game outside of basic rules. They don't tell them, actual tips. That's why we exist. Because
That makes me so mad. I wanted to know what the lore was between the two new Musketeers. Are they lesbian lovers? Are they sisters? What are they?
Blaster
It's not impossible that we'll find out. It's just that Japan does not care about the magazine's stories.
I do.
Well then, please, by all means, go over there.
And translate them for us.
I think I will.
I'm thinking of money for a
I
plane
gotta
ticket.
walk to Japan now, guys.
Well, I
How are you
guess
gonna get across the sea?
that's everything for Buddyfight 11. Overall, it was a okay episode. That's really all there is to say. It was okay, yeah. So until next time, everybody. Bourgeois, just keep this up. I'd rather it be very mediocre than the worst piece of crap I've seen in my life. Can we agree to that? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, just don't make more episodes like 6 and 9, and it'll at least be watchable. Keep making them like 4, 5, and 10, and we will watch every week with glee.
Yeah.
So until next time, everybody.
Where's Ryuga?
Tonight.
Legion Mates soon, episode 2.
Oh jeez, I'm getting helped by Zach.
Well,
Jumping up and down.
soon. See ya, everybody. Maybe we'll have more buddy rights and more deck things too.